Hi guys, Miss Gibbons here. So we're going to talk about rounding and estimation. More specifically, we're going to be talking about rounding to our hundreds place. So I'm going to write that down. Rounding to hundreds. Okay, so I'm going to be rounding this to the hundreds place. I'm going to start by writing down a basic number, 7,462. There's my number, 7,462. I am rounding to the hundreds place. So I want you to underline place rounding to. So whatever place you are going to be rounding to, I want you to underline that area. So I'm doing a hundreds place more specifically. What exactly is the value? So the next thing, what is the value of that digit? Is it just 4? No. In this case, it is 400. But let me back up a minute. You're saying, well, what about that 7? What I like to tell everybody to do, I like to hide that number so I can look more specifically at a smaller number. Just makes it easier on my eyes, and I'm sure it might make it easier on your eyes. So if I look at that 4, I know that 4 is worth 400. Well, since I'm rounding to the hundreds place, I'm going to be counting by hundreds. What is the next logical 100 that comes next? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Yes, 500. So the next one would be 500. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for just a minute. Would you agree that 462 is between 400 and 500? It is. I like to do what I call my balloon method. Now there's lots of different methods out there. I feel like this is the most visual. It helps you to understand it a little bit better at times. And once you start getting the hang of it, you really get the hang of it. So I always say that he becomes a balloon. Why a balloon? Well, because most balloons are round. And when we are rounding, we are making that number turn into a 0 because we are rounding to the nearest whole zeroed numbered out. So these would become balloons. But I'm more looking specifically at the one to the right. So in my hand, I hold a balloon. This is the number 6. So I'm going to count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What happens if I'm holding a balloon? Well, that balloon is going to go up into the next person. So it is going to round up. Because 6, really, right? If we think about what is halfway between here and here, would be 450. Well, 462 is closer than halfway. So that's kind of how it is. I know the balloon is a trick to help us remember what it is, but if we think about our halfway point, which is 450, 462 is larger than our halfway point. And I know that we're not just working with 400. It's 7,400. So I do need to actually put that 7 back in. So what does it round to? 7,500. So we're really looking at the whole number, but I know some of you struggle with basic rounding. So here's a strategy to help you maybe understand it a little bit better. So I don't want to just leave you at that, because what happens if it doesn't round up? So let's try one more. Okay, this time I'm going to do 3,000. Let's do 8,238. Okay, so 8,238. I'm going to underline the place that I'm rounding to. I'm going to look and see what is the value of that 2. I'm going to cover up this part, so I'm looking at a smaller set of numbers, 238. That 2 has a value of 200. I'm rounding to my hundreds place, so if I'm counting, the next one would be 300. So I'm going to write 300 at the top. So it's either going to stay down here at 200, right? Because it's either going to be 200 or 300. So there are our numbers. They'll eventually turn into zeros. So if I think about this, what is halfway between 200 and 300? 250. You're right, 250. 3. If I do my balloon, make sure this is down. 1, 2, 3. Guess what? I'm still holding my balloon. And because I'm still holding my balloon, he's going to stay right here with Mr. 2. So it is going to round down to 2. 238. I know that's kind of hard to see now. 238. Let me put him back with black marker for you. 238 is actually less than 250, right? So it's going to round down. But remember, we are not just working with 238. We're actually working with 8,238. So really, we're looking at this number between 8,200 and 8,300. Okay, so this is just one other strategy to help you remember about rounding. Okay, and place value is key. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget, keep exploring, keep learning, and always find something to smile about in your day. Bye, guys.